I'm Victoria Alanese, and later I'll show you how you can live in luxury apartments for a fraction of the price. Coming up on State of Events. Coming up on State of Events, I'll tell you why some Bay Area schools are switching up their lunch menus. Stay tuned.
I'm Bianca de la Paz, and coming up on State of Events, find out why SFSU students say applying to graduate may be their toughest assignment yet.
Hello and welcome to State of Events. I'm Oscar Maciel.
And I'm Rocky Mathers. Thanks for joining us.
The Napa earthquake is the biggest trembler in the Bay Area since the 1989 Loma Prieta quake. President Obama declared the Napa quake as a federal disaster. Reporter Diane Tao is live in San Francisco with the details on how businesses are being affected.
The 6.0 earthquake gave Napa a rude awakening. Now, 2 months later, I went to downtown to see how businesses are bouncing back.
A getaway to Napa is less about the wine and dine nowadays, but more about observing the damages left by the 6.0 quake. This yellow tape separates the new spectators and historic buildings. Buildings that are not taped are open and ready for business, even if they are not 100% restored. At Hogs Island, they were one of the fortunate businesses that only suffered from interior damages.
We have a lot of broken glassware and plates, and that's pretty much what happened.
After one day of cleaning up, Hogs Island was back shucking.
We need people to come visit us to help, support the restaurants that are just getting back up and running.
Brother and sister Kathy and Tab had a similar message.
Come to Napa.
Get here.
Everything's open.
Great people, everybody's in high spirits.
Good food, good wine.
Just a friendly reminder, Napa is still open for business.
General Manager Jen Anderson did note that she has seen a drop in clientele, that this year's Labor Day weekend business fell short from previous years. Parts of Napa are rebuilding, but shop owners need customers. Reporting live in San Francisco, I'm Diane Tao for State of Events. Back to you in the studio.
No matter if you search high and low for affordable housing in San Francisco, rent continues to rise. But for those of you on a winning streak, Victoria Alanese is live in the newsroom with more on why this could be a winning option for you. Victoria?
About a month ago, Zumper.com listed San Francisco as the most expensive city to rent a one-bedroom apartment. It passes New York by $200 a month. Even though one bedrooms range around $3,000 a month, what does San Francisco plan to do for its lower-income citizens? Well, for now, the city leaves it up to the luck of the draw with their apartment lotteries.
They had a raffle for 30 apartments, and 1,500 people applied. From those 1,500 people, 500 were selected. I believe I was number 272 in that raffle.
The only way to get a chance at a newer and affordable unit is to apply and enter the raffle with the rest of the city. Mayor Ed Lee is currently working on making sure San Francisco offers its citizens affordable housing.
The Mayor for Housing program, where new projects, new developments have a below market rate.
In 2002, the Inclusionary Affordable Housing Program was put into law in San Francisco due to limited lower income housing. San Francisco Planning Code Section 415 now provides affordable housing in a quarter of applicable developments. But even with new developments, the portions will not cover the 4,000 units needed just yet.
It was lucky for me and my family because now we have a pretty decent apartment, a really nice complex area where we live in, and we pay a pretty low price compared to a lot of people in the city.
Even though new developments are popping up every day in the city, the demand for affordable housing is hard for the city to keep up with. In the meantime, the Housing and Community Development Program keeps the lotteries alive. Visit SF-MOH for more information. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Victoria Alanese. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Victoria. San Francisco is giving some of its homeless veterans a home. Mayor Ed Lee is proposing to lease a privately owned hotel. 250 Kearny in the financial district will house 130 homeless veterans. The mayor says federal assistance programs will cover most of the costs. The move is part of the city's plan to end homelessness for veterans by the year 2016.
We all know how much Americans love their burgers, hot dogs, and steaks. But what about giving it up for a week? Michelle Quintero joins us in the studio on how some school districts are looking to tweak the American diet. Michelle?
The Meatless Monday movement is sweeping the nation. A growing number of people are giving up their beloved meat meals for healthier choices every Monday, and schools are not staying behind, including some Bay Area school districts, such as this one. Starting this school year, the South San Francisco School District will no longer serve meals containing meat on Mondays. This move is prompted by the district's idea of implementing a healthier lifestyle. The district says, going meat-free for one day each week in our schools not only promotes a healthy diet while offering non-meat entrees, but may also serve to educate families to incorporate non-meat options at home. Instead of serving meals like chicken nuggets, hamburgers, and pepperoni pizza, the schools will serve cheese pizza, vegetarian burgers, and bean or cheese burritos. But meat and poultry industries have been pushing back against this campaign. It's wrong to prevent school children who rely on the school lunch program for the majority of their daily nutrition the access to heart-healthy, lean animal protein that will keep them full and focused all day long. And some parents agree.
Well, I think lean meat is a great source of protein. So, if she's eating meat or we're eating meat, then, I think that's our choice.
The district says their meatless meals contain the necessary proteins and nutrients that would be provided by meat. But for others, nothing beats an old-fashioned meat meal. I'm Michelle Quintero, State of Events. Back to you, Rocky.
For 2 years, San Francisco Mayor Ed Lee has worked with local tech companies to form a program that helps San Francisco Unified Schools. Those companies adopt a school and donate $5,000. In addition, companies will volunteer at 3 events throughout the school year. They will also buy any needed school supplies. Currently, there are 20 schools involved, but organizers hope to expand the program to all 116 unified schools.
SFSU's fall graduation is approaching. State of Events reporter Bianca de la Paz has the story on why students say they never got the memo.
From what I hear, Oscar, there's been a lot of confusion about the deadline to apply for December graduation. Students tell me it just snuck up on them. They were unsure how to fill out the forms, and time was ticking. Every year around this time, hundreds of San Francisco State University students are scrambling to meet what may be the most important deadline of their lives, at least so far. Fall graduation is right around the corner, and students are so close to a degree they can taste it. The only thing standing in their way was a lengthy application and a huge lack of communication.
I was in the library filling out paperwork, and I at least saw 2 of my fellow classmates who had no idea that it was even due.
People didn't really know how to fill it out, and the people in the office weren't really informative either.
If you would have missed it, what would have been your next step?
Crying. I would have just panicked because then I have to apply next semester when I'm probably not even going to be here. So it was just going to be like a waste of time.
Students who didn't catch on will have to repay the $100 application fee and hold out for the spring deadline, February 21st, 2015. SFSU Student Center used to post flyers about the deadline. Today, the office has switched to an electronic message board. It shows the reminder every 4 minutes for 14 seconds. The university declined to comment on this new procedure. Reporting live in San Francisco, I'm Bianca de la Paz for State of Events. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Bianca. Coming up on State of Events, car theft in the U.S. is increasing. We'll show you what you can do to prevent it.
And the Walnut Creek Police Department is getting some new recruits. We'll introduce you to them after the break.
Coming up on State of Events, I'll tell you why pianos are popping up all along the peninsula.
Even common daily routines can make important changes. Changes like higher wages, better living, and justice. Sometimes it's just a matter of making the right choice. Fair Trade certified coffees are bought directly from family farmers, guaranteeing them better incomes and strengthening their communities. Fair Trade certified. Taste fairness. Look for the label wherever you buy coffee.
Welcome back to State of Events. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, AFSP, holds fundraisers every fall to raise awareness to raise awareness. This year, they organized a community walk in San Francisco's Mission Bay neighborhood. Family members and friends gathered to remember and honor their lost loved ones. Light feet outnumbered heavy hearts at the Out of the Darkness walk. Hundreds of supporters attended, as did their dogs. It's the walk's first year at the Mission Creek location. Volunteers cheered on as people trekked the 3 to 5 mile walk. Supporters made their way past AT&T Park and down towards the Bay Bridge. Many wore t-shirts featuring faces of the departed. A wall of remembrance helped illustrate the size of the issue.
Nearly 40,000 people die by suicide in the U.S. each year. That's one person every 13 minutes.
The crowd of nearly 1,000 people gathered to grieve and to remember. Gordon Doty, an AFSP director, says the walk helps start a conversation.
We're willing to talk about illnesses from the shoulders down, but we just don't want to talk about them from the shoulders up. And it's time that we talk about mental health like we do heart disease, cancer, anything else.
Doty says the Foundation for Suicide Prevention organizes walks across the country. The next local Out of the Darkness walk is this weekend in Sacramento. The Mission Creek Walk raised over $100,000. Doty says, more importantly, people walked and realized they weren't alone. Back to you, Rocky.
On Tuesday, the Centers for Disease Control confirmed the first case of Ebola in the U.S. The CDC says the patient is a Texas man recently back from West Africa. Meantime, the World Health Organization has released statistics on the Ebola crisis, and they're alarming. The WHO says the biggest problem is that there is still no vaccine against the virus, that this is considered a worldwide threat. The death toll is over 3,000 people, and the report says that this number can easily rise in countries like Sierra Leone, Liberia, and Nigeria. Don't get proper help, while the Center for Disease Control estimates that outbreak may infect as many as 1 million by the end of this year.
The internet is buzzing about a peculiar problem with the iPhone 6 Plus. Some people are calling it Bendgate. Apparently, the phone bends when left in your pocket. But Apple says they've received only 9 complaints about the bent phones. They say their phones are stress tested and built to withstand rigorous use. Apple says any bending phones are extremely rare. Computer hackers are using a new bug called shell shock to steal user information. The New York Times says shell shock lets hackers access computers using Unix-based operating systems. Hackers could access computer microphones and webcams without users ever knowing. Companies using Unix systems are working to patch the bug. Statements from Google and Apple say their users are safe. However, they are working to develop further protections.
A new report says that from 2011 until last year, car theft has increased in the United States. Erica Carre is live in the newsroom with a story on where the problem is happening in the Bay Area and how you can do to protect your car.
Now, I just got word from the CHP that in the past 3 months, there has been 8,000 vehicle thefts in the Bay Area. Now, last year in the state of California, there was over 170,000 vehicle thefts. So far this year, there has been 108,000. That number will definitely increase as there are still a few months left to go in the year.
Like, I had a lot of things planned to do that day, then I had to completely stop. I had to call out of work, had to call out of school for those few days just because I couldn't make it.
And the reason he couldn't make it was because
my car got stolen. It really sucked.
According to the National Insurance Crime Bureau, 9 of the top 10 cities for vehicle thefts are in California. The study involved all cities in the nation with a population over 100,000.
It got stolen in Daly City.
Several Bay Area cities are on that list. The San Francisco, Hayward, and Oakland areas ranked in the top 5. And the top stolen car model is...
We tend to see that the Honda is the one that's been getting stolen the most, usually Honda Accord.
Now there are items that help deter thieves from stealing. Items such as the club, which you can place on the wheel to help discourage thieves from stealing the car. You can also find car alarms and other anti-theft products for your vehicle online. There is good news though. A lot of those vehicles that have been stolen have also been recovered. However, there are still those people who have no way of getting around. Police are definitely going to be on the lookout for those stolen vehicles. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Erica Catteray, State of Events. Rocky, back to you.
The Walnut Creek Police Department is steadily improving their patrol units. They're doing it by adding some four-legged friends to their team. Reporter Katie Welge has more in this live report.
The dogs make officers much more efficient and make almost any task a lot easier. The canine units have had great impact in nearby cities, and when other Bay Area departments need a dog, they call Walnut Creek. The city of Walnut Creek has been lucky to now have a total of 4 police dogs to their town. These dogs are trained for months in advance overseas in countries in Europe before they are selected by departments like Walnut Creek. The training is extensive, and each dog has to pass and be qualified before they hit the streets with their officer.
So we purchase those dogs that have a sport background, and then we go through a training process. It usually takes about 4 weeks to get them ready for patrol, and then later on we'll go through another 4-week period where we train them for narcotics.
The dogs are trained to perform building searches through rooms and for hidden people in elevated or non-conventional areas. But the main focus lies in the relationship between the officer and canine so they can work as efficiently as possible as a team. The dogs can find suspects, drugs, or bombs much quicker than an officer could. In the past, these dogs have been known for tracking down missing people.
We love that the dog is a connection between us and the public, and would stress that, especially with the newer dogs, they are still all new to this. So if you see us and would like to talk about the dog, please, it's our favorite topic.
These dogs are not cheap and range anywhere from 10 to 15 grand and are always typically German Shepherds or Belgian Malinois. Trainers tell me both breeds make for great officers. Reporting live in San Francisco, I'm Katie Welge, State of Events. Back to you guys in the studio.
Music is all around us if we know where to look for it. A San Francisco organization is trying to spread music throughout the peninsula. State of Events' Sheree Honeycutt shows us that a melody can also be a surprise.
I'm here at Mindy Lim's vocal studio here in San Francisco, somewhere that's no surprise you would find a piano. But earlier this week, I happened to find one in quite a peculiar place.
The sounds in a park are the ones that you come to expect, but sometimes they can be music to your ears.
I think this is an excellent thing. Yeah, it's fun to add to the ambiance of the park.
This piano in Vasona Park in Los Gatos is one of 4 in Santa Clara County parks. The Sunset Piano Project plans to put 12 pianos along the peninsula.
But the cost of music isn't cheap. It took raising over $27,000 on Kickstarter just to put these 4 pianos in these 4 parks.
I met its creator at one of their events. His goal is to keep music alive.
So we not only wanted to give these pianos a second life, but put them out there so anybody could play them and discover how beautiful an instrument it is.
It's a surprise, unlike what you'd normally see.
I see ducks and geese and trees and birds, and never until today a piano. Ta-da!
Sunset Piano is still working to get 8 pianos out on the peninsula. And after that, well, they tell me they've got their eye on the Great Wall of China. In San Francisco, I'm Sheree Honeycutt for State of Events. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Trey. Up next, entertainment reporter Christy Reno has the latest celebrity gossip.
And a Treasure Island event invites more than just people. We'll explain who else is welcomed at the flea market.
At first, I was a bit hesitant to try it.
To tell you the truth, I didn't think I'd fit in. But I kept pushing her and she ended up loving it.
I was surprised. It was an amazing experience.
And now we do it at least twice a month.
I've even gotten most of my friends to do it.
If you do it enough, you can get a great deal on the price.
Why didn't we think of this before?
It's a stimulating experience.
The Z-Space Studio.
Word for word.
Z-Space Studio, word for word, stimulation guaranteed. See you at the theater.
Hello and welcome back to State of Events. I'm State of Events entertainment reporter Christy Reno. Concerts, arrests, and weddings happened all over the Bay Area and the world this weekend. Let's start out with the concert.
That
is the sound of thousands of fans cheering last Sunday at local radio station Alice 97.3's Now and Zen concert at Golden Gate Park. This year's lineup included Lindsey Sterling, American Authors, Matt Nathanson, and Neon Trees. The most highly anticipated artist of the day was American Authors.
Who are you most looking forward to seeing?
American Authors.
The morning show radio hosts Sarah and Vinny even did a short show for their listeners.
And still plenty of room down here. Come on down. We'd love to have you, Matt Nathanson and Neon Trees. Still around here at Now and Then 2014 on Alice 97.3.
People from all over enjoyed the free show and entertainment.
We wanted to have fun. It's awesome atmosphere. We love it.
Now moving on to the latest celebrity gossip. Amanda Bynes is in trouble again with the law. According to the California Highway Patrol, she was arrested early Sunday morning for driving under the influence of a stimulant. Bynes was taken to LAPD Van Nuys Division where she was tested. She was booked there for a DUI and was posted for a $15,000 bail. Amanda is still on probation from February. George Clooney married British human rights attorney Amal Alamuddin on Saturday. The big event took place in Venice, Italy. The couple was seen leaving their hotel on Sunday from a taxi boat.
George Clooney tried his best to make the wedding as private as it could be. But now, from the box office over the weekend, The Equalizer took the #1 spot, grossing over $34 million, making it the fourth highest September debut ever. Coming in second was The Maze Runner, making $17 million, and The Box Trolls trails closely in third. As we creep up to Halloween, all the horror movies are coming out. Annabelle is sure to have you crawling under your seat. It's out on October 3rd. There are several Bay Area events coming up this weekend, including the popular Hardly Strictly Bluegrass Festival in Golden Gate Park. The concert series runs Friday through Sunday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and is free to all. Also this Saturday and every Saturday in October, there will be a fireworks show and DJ at Pier 39. The fun begins at 6 p.m. and fireworks at 8:30 p.m. And lastly, the 2014 Castro Street Fair takes place on Sunday, October 5th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. That was your weekly entertainment news update. I'm Christy Reno for State of Events. Back to you, Rocky.
If you're looking for something else that's fun in the Bay Area, you may want to take a step back in time. The Northern California Renaissance Fair will be taking place in Gilroy, and it's expecting to draw hundreds of people from all over California. You'll be entertained by Celtic rock and theatrical acts, but you can also learn about 13th century art through workshops and activities. General admission is $25 and children under 12 get in for free. The annual event will take place this weekend.
The Treasure Island Flea Market welcomes Man's Best Friend. The community event offers activities specifically for dogs. It's a gesture that means a lot to San Francisco pet owners. The Golden Gate National Recreation Area plans to end dog walking in certain parks. Areas like Crissy Fields and Ocean Beach may no longer allow unleashed dogs. The plan goes into effect next year. As for the Treasure Island Flea Market, dogs are welcome every last weekend of the month.
Coming up on State of Events, there's a new law in effect if you drive in San Francisco. We'll explain what you need to know next.
And San Francisco State has a new look and a new outlook on sports. Ashley Kean shows us the changes.
San Francisco State celebrates a huge renovation. I have the details next on State of Events.
When it's time to choose healthcare for your child, you want the best. When it's time for an important medical decision, you want a professional you can trust. At Valencia Health Services, your time is well spent. We provide professional quality healthcare. Valencia Health Services, dedicating quality time to every child, every visit. Committed to professional healthcare because your child's health is our first priority. Valencia Health Services, quality time because we care.
Welcome back to State of Events. A new law is in effect in California that's aimed at improving the safety of bicyclists. Reporter Sammy Memo is live in San Francisco with more on the reaction from this rule.
This is a very busy street here at San Francisco State, where bicyclists and cars drive side by side. According to the Insurance Business American magazine, California is one of the 10 most dangerous states for bicyclists. This new law has the goal of reducing the number of accidents that result in injury and deaths for bicyclists. Governor Jerry Brown's 3-foot rule has gone into effect. Motorists must give bicyclists at least 3 feet of space while also being at a safe and reasonable speed before passing them. That's not something that's always easy to do in the busy streets of San Francisco. Some believe the 3-foot rule is a step in the right direction.
It is a good safety protocol for most of the bikers out there, also for the drivers, so they're more aware that an accident could be fatal for a biker.
However, the rule isn't perfect.
You know, commuting back and forth from where I live to school, I feel like a lot of drivers are not really aware of the rule. The hard part about that is actually guesstimating that 3-foot rule.
While the 3-foot rule has its supporters, others say the responsibility for safety doesn't always fall on the motorists.
When I was a bike messenger, I knew that the buses and the cabs had to worry about me, so I did cut in front of them. So now as a person who doesn't drive or ride, and I see a lot of incidences on the news, it's not always the driver of a vehicle that would cause a person on a bike to get hurt.
The basic fines range from about $50 to $200, but when court costs are added in, that can go as high as $800. Reporting in San Francisco, Sammy Mamo, State of Events.
I'm Leslie McKinney with State of Events Sports. The 49ers handed the Philadelphia Eagles their first loss of the season last Sunday. The Niners won 26-21 against the Eagles. 49ers are now 2-2. Penalties improved this last Sunday, but they're definitely still a problem for the Niners. Their defense played a huge part in this win. Coming up this Sunday, the Niners host Alex Smith and the Kansas City Chiefs. Sharpen your skates, hockey season is almost here. The San Jose Sharks play their first regular season game Wednesday in LA against the Kings. Last season, Sharks fans left fans heartbroken falling to the Kings after a promising run in playoffs. The San Francisco State Gators began their ice hockey season last week at Sharks Ice in Fremont. San Francisco is new to hockey, but quickly catching up. There are 2 new teams in only 2 seasons, including the Division III club from San Francisco State. Only a few players from San Francisco State have had much practice on the ice before, but the drive and knowledge for hockey is easy to see. Emily Wilburn and Casey Tixay will be joining the San Francisco State Gators this year, 2 female players in a male-dominated Pacific Collegiate Hockey Association. The Gators suffered a hard loss in their season opener against the Spartans, but the Gators have only had 4 practices, and they're a very new team. Despite a difficult defeat against the Spartans, the Gators remain optimistic this season. Tony King attended San Francisco State and also plays hockey with some of his fellow Gators. I spoke with him about what we need to see for the Gators this season.
I'm just hoping that the team is competitive. I'm hoping that the players have fun. I'm hoping that they learn the basic fundamentals of hockey. I know that the Gator club hockey team started last year, so what they can as they continue to grow, I think that's the main thing. Hopefully there'll be a lot of progress this year.
The San Francisco State Gators play their next game Friday, October 3rd against Santa Rosa Junior College. The game will be held at Snoopy's Ice at 8:30 p.m. The San Francisco State Athletic Department is celebrating the renovation of its gym. Reporter Ashley Keene attended the official opening and got an inside look at the new facility. Ashley joins us with this live report.
It was quite the ceremony at San Francisco State. Hundreds of special guests, student athletes, and members of the campus community attended this grand opening to use the gym for the first time.
Don Nasser, an SF State alum, recently made a huge donation to the athletic programs. SF State dedicates the gym to the Nasser family to show the school's appreciation.
We can look forward to exciting, significant changes which will evolve, including athletics. This acknowledgement will be forever treasured. Thank you so much.
With a new gym floor, locker room, and training facilities, many student athletes feel like this makeover is a turning point for the athletic department.
The new gym is awesome, and it just makes playing here a college experience.
So I think the gym definitely brings a new energy to the entire athletic department, and I feel as an individual, I feel a lot closer and connected to every other athlete on each different sport.
This $2.1 million upgrade is now open for the campus community to enjoy.
The gym had not been renovated since the 1950s, so this was much needed. Student athletes are hoping this will bring a new light to the athletic program. Live in San Francisco, I'm Ashley Keene, State of Events. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Ashley. Well, that's going to wrap up State of Events for this week. I'm Oscar Maciel.
And I'm Rocky Mathers. We'll see you next week.